I will let you all introduce yourselves.
My name is Darlene.
I'm Mel.
And Lester.
Lester. So Darlene and Lester are joined here with their daughter Mel, and we are here in Sunnyside. So tell me a little bit first about how you two met and landed in Sunnyside.
Wow, we met in high school, over at Sterling High School.
Sterling, okay.
Yeah.
Macawa, that's Southside too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we and it's been over 40 years, and we're still together.
Yeah. What grade was that? Tell me more about that story.
Actually, we was in Albert
10th
Thomas.
grade.
We was Albert Thomas. Albert Thomas, but he was my trainer back then. So we weren't dating then, but he was my trainer, and I was walking across the gym, and he knows my walk. And
now, what were you? What sport?
Volleyball.
Volleyball.
It was
Okay.
volleyball. And track too. I think it was track as well.
Right.
Yeah. So then after we left Thomas, we went to Sterling. But at the time we knew each other, kind of walked by each other. Our senior year at Sterling, that's when we kind of connected more, and we've been together ever since. Not knowing that we would be married when we see each other back at Thomas. You know, so I think what is for you is for you.
Yeah.
It comes back around. So we've been married, like I said, well, actually 39 years this coming year. Been together 41, 42 years.
42, we married. 39 coming up next
Yeah.
year.
Man, that's good when the numbers don't even matter. Somewhere around there.
Yeah, really.
Somewhere around there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So friends are familiar with each other at Thomas. Get to Sterling. When did it turn romantic? Was that in school or after school?
That was in school.
It was in school.
Senior year. Was
it wood shop or metal shop?
Metal shop.
Metal shop.
And then we both play ball. We both play basketball. We play ball together. So and he was real. What made him so unique is that he was different from everybody else. It's something that caught me. He wasn't loud. He wasn't like the other guys were. He was just quiet to himself, and I guess it just
gravitated.
Yeah.
Now, were you more of like a
I was outgoing.
Outgoing, all of that.
Yeah, I really was. I was that person if I would laugh at it with me to say something funny on the bus we went to the game. So, but then he was just the opposite.
Gotcha. So that's where Mel gets it from. Because when Mel be in the street, she in the street. And when she ain't, she ain't.
It's time to shut it down.
She is one end of the spectrum. She is you or she is him.
Yeah.
They don't really joke in the box together.
So I think we balance each other out really well.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, so y'all get together. Now, how we get to Sunnyside? Tell me, how did we get here?
Well, we stayed in Fifth Ward before we moved over to where we are in Sunnyside. I stayed in Fifth Ward.
Okay.
And when my dad passed away, my mom got the money and she decided to come over to the Sunnyside area. That's how we got here.
Gotcha. Now, how did y'all get to this house? When did y'all move to this house?
How many years?
It's been over 30 years now.
30 years.
Yeah, we wanted to move here so we wanted to stay close to family. My family originally came in from Madisonville back in the 40s.
Okay.
And moved out straight to Sunnyside.
Okay.
And we've had some relatives in that ever since. We still have one remaining from the first initial crew that moved in the early 40s that's still here. My aunt, she's 90, I want to say 93.
93.
Yeah, she's still in Sunnyside.
Yeah. I have to go swing by and see that one, man. Yes.
Grandfathers, uncles, they all raised their families in Sunnyside. They were all a part of the many churches that were still currently in Sunnyside. So it's just an area where family, and that's why we didn't choose to move outside. I like our people, love our people, and I want to be amongst them. Yeah. And I want to be a light, so to speak, for us. I'm not a rah-rah type person, but I do like to try to lead by example. And, we have many barbershops in the area where I like to go in and talk to them while we, just shooting the stuff. In the barbershop.
This makes so much sense now because I know Mel intimately, right? Like and the things she's passionate about and stuff like that. And so as I'm listening to you both talk, she's like, like I go swing by the barbershop and then I listen to Mel say, we need to start pushing our politicians because these people need to keep these streets clean. And these people need, you know what I'm saying? Or if you want to get to know people, ride my bike down the street and I'm talking to the people and all of this. Now it makes. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about like the family disbursement across Sunnyside. So, who was here first, and how did that like build that tree for me, if that makes sense?
Okay, as far as for me, my grandparents.
Okay.
Okay, they originally moved here back in the early 40s.
Okay.
And our family has expanded from there. And like I said, we still have many of us that are still in Sunnyside. I think with my wife and then also my dad's side, it was Fifth Ward. So yeah, but Sunnyside has been the area because of family.
Gotcha. So your grandparents, they had kids, and all of the kids stayed in Sunnyside, and then y'all moved from Fifth Ward to Sunnyside. So because it's funny because when I think about it, like so I just did an interview with my best friend Steven. He lives in Blue Ridge, and he's like, yeah, you know, that's the other side of, you know, Sunnyside. They don't call it the true Sunnyside stuff, you know, whatever. And I was like, that's interesting. And so then when I think about you saying, hey, you know, my mom made a little money and she wanted to come to Sunnyside, and I was like, oh, so Sunny, what you trying to say about Fifth Ward? You know, because I live on Homestead too, where we just a stone throw away. You know, what you trying to say about
that?
It's
funny that you say that because when I was born, we lived in Blue Ridge too, but it was just a bicycle ride over the Sunnyside.
Yeah.
So to me, it was all together.
Yeah, I love it.
Technically, it's all together. Technically, Blue Ridge is a part of
Sunnyside. Okay, all right.
But you know, I understand. It's fine. Y'all be fancy over here with your gated, non-gated community and your civic clubs and HOAs and things. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So moved into this house, and then how long were you all here before you started having kids?
Well, we had two before we actually
got here. You moved. Okay, so you moved here with the family.
Yeah, moved here with the family.
Okay.
We had one since we did.
Okay. Now, how was that moving here into this home with the family? Tell me about that. What was that experience like?
The experience was great. It was a time of excitement for us. We love the area. It's still close to family, and this is our home.
Yeah.
So we saw a way that we can be in and out quickly, you know, to visit family for help. Because we're, like I said, we've been together over 40 years, but we're kind of like a mainstay of our family. We're kind of rock with our family.
Yeah.
One reason we're here because her mom and then my mom, you know, they were getting up in age, and we wanted to be able to stone's throw to be able to go see them. And then with the little ones coming up, they would have access to their grandparents.
Yeah.
What I like about it most, to me, was more or less like a safe place for them, kind of sort of really, where they don't have to worry about it too much, even though everywhere you still concerned about your kids, but also the different exposure they had.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that was important.
Yeah, that was huge for us. We talked about that. We wanted to make sure that we exposed them to the River Oakses or, you know, some of the not so areas.
Yeah.
So we wanted them to see that, and then also give them the tools in which they can say, hey, I want to do this, or that. Yeah, and show them.
That's so fascinating to me when I think about it now, like giving context to wards versus like these subdivisions, right? Because Fifth Ward in and of itself, right, could be subdivision-ish.
Yes.
It's just not viewed that way, but there's still like mostly houses in Fifth Ward. You know what I'm saying? And so, but it's not treated as such. And so to think about the move to Sunnyside, and it's the same people. The layout is just different, you know. And so that's phenomenal. Like just to think about like that movement. I haven't thought about that a lot. I don't spend a lot of time on the south side.
All right.
I spend most of my time north of downtown.
Yeah, you represent that north side here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm all the way down. All the way down here. Like I'm in this joint. So no. Okay, so where was Mel? Where were you? Were you here when they moved? Had you had Mel when you?
Yes.
Okay. How old was?
We had about 2.5.
Okay. So I want to switch to Mel real quick. Now, what was your earliest memory? What is your earliest memory in this house?
I feel like I can remember when we first moved in. I don't believe it was furniture in here yet. One of the windows, that window was open, and I just remember calling back and forth. through the window.
Mhm.
You know, it's just-
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay. What's and all three of you can answer this if you want, or maybe it's all the same for you. But what's the earliest, I guess maybe most fond memory you have in moving here into this home? Like, it may have been, hey, the first time we had family dinner, or what was that? Like, man, we here. Like, this is, you know what I mean?
For me, it was an accomplishment to be able to purchase home back then. I was young, in my early 20s, and I had a family, 2 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to say, hey, we have this. This is something for you guys. This will always be in a Young's name, so to speak. So just being as the leader of the family, we done this, we got this. Let's move forward from this. Yeah. And then also our family gatherings. Mel out of the 2 at that time, she always kept me busy.
Mm-hmm.
We were in and out. She had the backyard there, front yard, garage. She kept me busy.
Yeah. So now the lake that y'all have back here, was that always back there?
Always back there.
Did you ever go jump in the lake?
Oh no.
Okay.
No, I just fished. I tried to fish today and I got some catfish out there. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what about y'all? What's the one of the most fondest? That was superlative, but I could do that. What's one of the most fond memories that you have? That's an earlier memory, like maybe in the first 5-10 years that you were here.
Was it more or less we play basketball a lot and the kids come to the neighborhood?
Yeah,
And we would play ball. I would be there with them playing ball with them. So we had kids would come by and they're waiting in front for Mel to come home and we pull the goals out there for their play, full court, half court. So, just and then they would actually come to the house and they would say, Mama, she would say, Mama, my friends are here.
Yeah. One of my proudest moments then was when I had my neighbors come and say, hey, we love your daughter. She's out here beating our boys.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And the family one of the families that told me this, they had 2 sons, and they actually worked for the Rockets. Parents did. They worked for the Rockets.
Oh, yeah.
So Mel used to get some Rocket gear then, but they were just amazed at how she beat their sons.
That's just, so
That's a
you
problem.
pull up the rollout goal, or y'all doing
rollout goal.
rollout?
And they literally have people here, just all kids just come over here and everything play ball and everything. So.
And Mel whooping everybody.
Yeah.
She's a 21 champ, a horse champ, a 3-on-3 champ.
She was the only girl in that group.
Only
And
girl in the
she
group.
sit on the curb with her ball. She just sit there and just wait for me.
Mel, I'm gonna get you an ice chain and say, make me take it. That's good. That's good. What about you, Mel? You got any
Nah, really, that's it. Just being like the house, all the kids can come to, whether we're playing video games inside or outside hooping or riding our bikes around playing hide and go seek. Like just nigga not just normal kids stuff. Like that was probably it.
But the thing about it, she was the leader, and one of the smallest ones, but the leader.
Yeah.
They followed.
And you know what's so funny I have to say this here is that when they did something, she said, Mama, those kids are like, but the kids older than she was.
Right.
She said that those kids.
Right.
It just, she felt like she was like older than them, but she wasn't. Those kids doing this, like, you kids.
So, man, you've been a leader your whole life.
Basically,
You've been the leader of the pack.
Yeah.
I love that. From jumping out the window to running the street. Literally running the streets. I love that.
They had a lot of respect for them.
Yeah. So let's talk about the community a bit more. What are some of the maybe like really fond memories you have of Sunnyside or proud moments you have of this community as a whole?
Talk about in the past or just like recently?
We can go back and forth between past, present,
Yeah, I was talking earlier about things we did back in the neighborhood. We did hot stock, we did Doris Ball, we did Simon Said. We were able to go out and have fun with other kids and community. That was the things that we did, because we created our own games.
Yeah.
So we was able to go out and ride a green machine or the things we did back in the days. So those things go back way back.
Yeah.
And then also like back then that your neighbors were your parents.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Don't have a lot of that now.
Yeah.
But neighbors were family too. You saw a kid doing something that they wasn't should, they took care of it and then sent them home, and then we had to take care of it. So that was good. But as far as bringing it a little closer here, one of my fondest moments was when we had the storm, and no one had electricity, but we all came out, we all met each other, we talked. My wife fed, because even though Popeye's Diner was closed, she was able to go get ice, food, and we fed the block.
Yeah.
That was a really proud moment, because we had got neighbors before then that we saw and spoke, but we just never talked.
Yeah.
But after that, we came together, talking, and been doing it ever since. That was a really, really, really proud moment. And even now, we look out for one another. Hey, I'm going on vacation. I'll be gone this, or hey, do you need anything? And now we have a neighbor, dementia. I think. So we watch out for him. All of us do. So that's just being neighbors.
Yeah.
Bringing that to a family realm. We watch out for one another. I love it because it's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
And with our people. I love that. Love it.
Absolutely. What about you, Mel? Brag on Sunnyside. You know what I'm saying? Outside of y'all newly revamped super neighborhood and y'all solar farm, that's kind of like, okay, what? But
I think for me, it has been the Super Neighborhood Initiative, because I didn't go into it with expectations of it being a big turnout, or it being as engaging, or just anybody wanting to be involved, or people showing up, because you go to Civic Club meetings and maybe you might get a strong 6 or 10. One of the biggest civic clubs they have, I think they get, and which is Blue Ridge. They get about maybe anywhere between maybe 20 to 25 people. But most of it is, they're seniors. With the Super Neighborhood, we've been able to turn out a wide variety of age groups, and people are truly engaged. The meetings are 30 plus people every meeting, and 30 on the low end of people showing up, and when there's information to be given out there, they get it, they spread it. They're active on things. Like I get emails of people handling like stuff on their street of like, hey, basically it's too much traffic coming in and out of this duplex. We've been taking pictures, we've sent it to the police, just handling things outside of, waiting on me or somebody else to report it. Like, you go ahead and do that because that's your block. So ownership, and I would say engagement of the neighborhood. Since I've been playing as an adult, a tax-paying adult.
Right. Look, I called Sarson Jackson office the other day, and it was like, it's some illegal dumping. Y'all need to come pick this up. I've been waiting for a week and a half, and they came the same day. And that's because of Mel. Look at you. You beautifying the north side. Now you're working on the south side. You know what I'm saying? They say south side didn't say shit. They was lying. No, that's good. So. As you know, that part of this project is to really submit as best as I can the stories and the legacy of our neighborhoods. As we've seen, especially since pandemic, post-pandemic, more and more people move to Houston, more people moving into Black neighborhoods. How has the landscape of this neighborhood changed with regard to the color of people in this neighborhood? I guess is the first question. Like, have you seen like this large number of not Black folks coming over here, and then what has that done to the neighborhood?
Some that come in. We have different Hispanics. We have other races that moved in. So we see a lot of more,
more diverse. I mean, it could be more, but I'm okay with where it is.
Yeah. I mean, we all are. So if there's a little fewer, I'll say it for you. It's fine.
All right.
For me, experiencing it, to me, it was a culture shock to me, and it didn't happen when I was young. Like, it happened like maybe within the last like 5 to 6 years. Like, just on this block, really the whole neighborhood was Black. Like, the entire neighborhood was Black. It was a completely Black neighborhood. Like, if it was like one white lady that lived on the corner that never came outside, and she actually still lives there. But I remember coming home. I think I was coming home from college, maybe I stopped traveling for work and I came home, and it was I guess Mexican American best way to say it, I don't know. That moved into on the corner of the block, and I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. I think at this point, like I'm almost 30, and I'm just like, damn, that go the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
And then now when you drive around, like I knew who used to live in each house, and then now to like, see other races come in. I think it's made a big difference. Like I don't think the houses are being taken care of like they were. People like to come in. I mean, thank God it's HOA, but it's just you can just tell like their character are different from like an old school black character.
Yeah.
Come out and sweep the driveway.
Yeah. And for many people, I think if I'm able to add on to that, like you mentioned, like how proud you was of this home, right? And you were with him, and you being able to get this home and move your family in, and that pride is passed down to the next generation, right? So Mel has a sense of pride in her because it's rooted in yours, and so she's gonna care for it differently than somebody who just moved in, who's just here for, and then add to that the stereotypes and all of those things that are placed about black folks. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, and so I can completely understand and see that. I mean, I can see it on the north side all day long. So yeah. So how has that impacted the relationships between black people in the community? Do you see it has it created a stronger bond? Has it like helped you all maintain the bonds, given like something that you mentioned around like how you don't see people looking out for people the way we used to in neighborhoods? Like I see that a lot in my neighborhood. I'm really excited that I know my next door neighbor. My cousin still lives across the street. I still know a few people on my street. They're still there, but the rest of the homes are somebody else, and I don't know who those people are. Might wave to them if I pass by them, so they know I see them, and I want you to see me. But I don't. Other than that, I don't know. But it has brought like the 6 black people that's still on my street. Like we all know each other. We all got each other's phone numbers and all of those things. Before we'd pull up to each other's houses, but I wasn't necessarily going in people's houses like that. You know what I'm saying? But now we feed each other, we hanging out just because it's now few of us. You know what I'm saying? It's like looking for the black person in the room when everybody used to be black in the room.
Right. Well, for here, for me, just for me personally, it's not a lot of interaction. Like you mentioned, you don't come out. There's one that's here on the street. It's been here 10 years, and I spoke to her once at the mailbox in 10 years. The ones that you just recently mentioned, I spoke to him once, and he was asking about the newspaper. Other than that, that's been it.
It's not engagement.
Yeah, no. It's just if they're afraid, I guess they feel like they're the minority here. So that hasn't been opened up yet.
Have you found it to impact the way black people used to navigate the space? Sometimes, when non-black people move into black spaces, black people can feel like we have to be a bit performative now to maintain somebody else's feeling of comfort in our space.
I think for here, no. And that goes back to no interaction. So we're still doing our thing. If you don't like it, you can move.
But then also, I think there's a caveat to it. There's different types of black that are moving and showing up in the in the neighborhood. Like when we were kids, we cool know your mom, but your mom is gone and now it's your house, and now like your house embodies who you are. And you not a neighborly type. That's what you were raised under. So I think it's also a different form of blackness that that are now the homeowners.
Gotcha. Around what age group is that across all age groups, or is that?
I would say maybe the middle between me and them. I think like our age group, or at least people that I know that like we be outside. Like we're the ones that's trying to start a civic club. We hosting a fish fry. But I think the generation above, like I think that's the missing, or the people that aren't like socially trying to be in community.
Gotcha. I imagine that the super neighborhood is working to maybe engage them more.
We tried.
Okay.
You know, I mean, doors are open for anybody.
Right.
We did a block party recently, and it was about maybe 200 people.
Mhm.
Showed up to 250. And
Over
it was a
Sunnyside
range, another range of age groups, and I was like randomly like people I've never seen before. I was like, hey, how did you find out about it? And it was like, yeah, we just saw a sign or we saw a flyer, so we just decided to pull up.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, okay, cool.
Nice. Okay. Well, first, thank you for sharing your stories. I appreciate them. I want to follow up with two more questions, and then we'll be done. The first is there anything about this neighborhood, or your experience in this neighborhood, or your memories in this home that you haven't touched on that you think people should hear, or people should know, or you think might resonate with other folks, namely Black folks?
Yeah, I got it. Well, that's what stood out.
Yeah, just any story that's like, yo, you know what, people know this about Sunnyside. Oh, you remember this thing? I want to talk about it. Remember, it could be as simple as the first Christmas, whatever, you know.
I know that changing. It's evolving for sure. Sunnyside now.
Yeah, I just think if you want your community to be the type of community that you want, it's going to take some work. It's going to take all of us to get involved, be active, and do things. And I think we should be a community to help with the youngsters coming along, to educate them, bring them. And a lot of with what we're going through now, they're trying to whitewash or wipe away our history. Sunnyside is a historic area here in Houston, and I think it's something that should never be forgotten. Because you got people that work really hard, for their places here. It's afford just to get whitewashed away. So I do think with more community involvement, especially what Mel is doing now, and to strengthen our neighborhood. I think we could be one of the strongest neighborhoods in this entire city. And you just got to put a little work into it. And then just going back to history, when back in World Wars, like my uncles and grandfather was a part of. So when they first came out, they were said that, hey, you can't move here, you can't move there. But they were promised that they could.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Sunnyside was there to receive it.
Yeah.
They were able to buy property in Sunnyside and build on it. And after their country, our government said, no, you can't go here, there, no. Okay, but we'll allow you to go here. So why not make this, one of the places to come, places to visit, because it's strong here, there's a lot of history here, and I think we should let the entire city know about it. Because now when you hear about Sunnyside, you hear all the negative. You very, very rarely hear something positive that's going on in this neighborhood, and I know it's a lot.
I find it very interesting, especially when I go to communities like a Sunnyside, or even in Independence Heights, many parts of Third Ward, that look like they're nice. There's nice people. But for whatever reason, there's this narrative that everything is dusty and dirty and dingy and unsafe and unkept and unclean. And I mean, of course, it tracks. It's the way that Black people feel about people in Africa. I mean, we don't know anything about it, right? It's all white media. It's the way that people think about Black folks in general, which is all whitewashed media. Mm-hmm. But I do find it quite interesting. Not even quite interesting, just really ridiculous that people have not stepped into these communities and these spaces, which is part of the reason why I want to do this type of work or this type of project, because it's really nice. You know what I'm saying? It's a very nice community. Like I said, you got an HOA, you got civic clubs. Like, this is not third world country, you know what I'm saying, in the city of Houston. Right. So, no, I love that. Mel.
For me, it's just like, it's a fun fact about them that I recently learned. Their first date was at the Burger King off of Cullen and Belford. And that's the Burger King that's closest to me, so I gotta pass it up every day to know that, 40 years ago, like, Burger, like, this the Burger King that I go and get my slushie from.
Is the one that's responsible, for the. Yeah, I love
Oh,
that.
that was amazing.
I love
I remember that to this day.
But don't give us a little bit of it. Give us a little bit of the story.
I asked her, where did she want to go? Let's go anywhere. Now, we're still in high school now.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, no, I want to go to Burger King. I want a double meat waffle with cheese, no tomato, Diet Coke, and some fries.
Now, I would agree with you that them Whoppers used to hit.
Yeah.
And I remember we going in and we sat there and ate. When you go in, you order. That second stall to the right is where we sat. Our first date. And I'm thinking to myself, oh man, this is wonderful.
Great. If you could order the whole left side of the menu,
I just had a game that day. I just got a game or
just had a
something.
game,
I just had
right.
a game that day. So.
Did you win the game?
I
don't worry.
don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I got a lot of rebounds that time.
I
was a rebound. I know that.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's okay. You won the game. You won the heart.
Yeah. 1 year later.
There you go.
I love first day at Burger King. And the Burger King is still standing.
Yeah.
That was September 1984.
September 1984.
Yeah.
Did y'all have y'all going back to the Burger King?
Yeah, we've gone back to that one. It's been a while because now they got something closer now. But yeah, but we've gone. Yeah, they've had many changes since then. But yeah, we're a little bit nostalgic.
Yeah, I love it. So the last question is around the future of Sunnyside. So I told you part of this is to really create a space for Black people to imagine ourselves down the line. What does that look like? Your most vivid, brightest. If I had a magic wand and I could just make it happen, what does Sunnyside look like?
For me,
in your grandest, largest
continued growth of where we are. They have an excellent leader now that I know. And I think it can be a safe place for professional for people that look like us. To where they can raise their families and be proud of the community. That's where I see it going. And again, with the leadership that they have, I think I know it can get there.
What about you?
Basically, I'm picking back up what he said. You know, the community continue to educate our Black people about the history of Sunnyside. You know, and I think that more engagement. You know, the thing that you have, the block party. I've seen so many African American people there that really engaged, had a great time. They played ball. They were able to talk to them about different things they did. So I think mostly education. You know, make sure they get that. That don't go anywhere. So that's the main thing.
It's a little Sunnyside museum.
Let's
find us some money there.
If it's a museum, so they can learn.
I have to write a grant for it.
Yeah.
You get a little Sunnyside museum. You can house it inside your community center because it's already paid for through tax dollars. So you don't have to worry about that. You just get the person to sign off on it, give you a little spot.
Yeah, because they didn't know the history. That's very important. Like you said, we don't want that to go away. So we got to work hard for that.
I'm pretty sure I can dig up some things back in the 40s when my uncle was building the house and things.
It's very important. History is very important.
It is.
Because
you
don't want to teach it in school. We got to teach it ourselves.
Yeah,
we have to do this.
Especially our history. For some reason, they like whitewashing it or altering it a little bit, not to make us look like we did.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's it disturbs me.
Yeah, I can tell. And that's what you should be disturbed by. Absolutely. Yeah. So to get the movie, wash the chain, ready to fight.
Because I see how much she really fights for it, and I'm here to support her, and and see what she does, and it feels great, to have someone sit next to me who actually loves Sunnyside, who wanted to change it, So that's different.
Yeah, could have lived anywhere in this entire city. She chose to live where her relatives from 80 years ago.
That was gonna be my next question. How proud of you when you look at you are a part of legacy, right? Both of you are a part of legacy, but now you are tradition as you have legacy here, right? And so Mel is doing things that she learned from you all, right? Which means that you all have set now traditions in your own legacy. What does it feel like to watch your daughter take up this mantle and move forward toward these dreams that you have for the community?
I feel amazing. I love it. I love it because when I go to stores or someone, I don't know these people. They say, "Is Mel your daughter? She go to the news?" I say, "Actually, yes, my daughter." I'm like, Mel, someone just So they know that I'm from Marcus, we look alike, but you know, it makes me feel good to tell me my daughter's on your news, she's doing this for the community.
Yeah.
So I'm really blessed, you know, to have her to do that because someone has to do it, right?
Yeah.
Someone has to do it. So,
And I'm very proud. My dad, who owned property over in Sunnyside, said he wanted to raise us to be productive and good citizens. Well, that's in turn what I wanted to do with my children. And then I have one that's being productive. She's being a good citizen. She's being a leader and leading an entire community.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
So that's, again, from them telling me that my daughter was out there beating their sons playing basketball. My chest is out. Now my chest is out now because she's leading the community. Yeah. So trying to flip the narrative on Sunnyside from being a place that you don't want to bring your families and grow your families there to one that can be number one in this city.
Yeah.
And I know she has a goal of having this community to be number one. But when the news come on and they start saying something, this is what's being done.
Yeah.
And then this is being spearheaded by Melanie Young. So just imagine.
I love it. Mel has inspired me. As much as you might tell me that I inspire her, I am usually not civically engaged because I do so many other things in the city of Houston. I'm positioned with all the Black people behind me trying to push forward, right? And so because I spend so much time there, I don't engage locally. But now I've started looking up the Northeast. Northeast got a redevelopment corporation, so I'm going to start going to their meetings. I started calling 311. I called Mel. I was like, Mel, I called 311 and they did it. They came. Like, I get excited about it. When they didn't, I found out who my council person was. I called my council person's office. Y'all need to take care of this. And so it's been very inspirational. And as I'm thinking about like what the visual representations of these things are going to look like, one of the frames in the comic book strip is definitely going to be Mel like as a superhero, with like the community like behind it. You know, like and I'm so grateful for what you all have poured into her. I bless you, Mel. I bless your family. I bless this home. I bless your legacies. I bless the lineage that you come from. I'm grateful to live in a timeline where y'all are here too. Because whether I can specifically identify, there's some things I can't specifically identify, like Mel's impact and how it's impacted my life. I'm sure that there are so many other things. People that you might have run into that ran into somebody else, that ran into somebody else that provided some level of grace or blessing for me, and I'm really grateful for that. So as we wrap up, we're gonna end with the leader of the new age, of the new school. What is your dream for Sunnyside? Tell the people.
For me, it's a neighborhood that's engaged, a neighborhood that cares, a neighborhood that pushes back, a neighborhood that demands what it wants, right? In a neighborhood that's not in a bad codependent relationship with the city, because we all know the city broke.
Yeah.
So there's things that Sunnyside needs, that Sunnyside wants. We have to start facilitating or owning what it is that we want and go for it. You know, like that has to start to, I know mortgages a lot, I know taxes are a lot, but if they get rid of this HISD tax, we need to roll that into something else that's going to push, you know, the neighborhood or the community forward, because put that money somewhere else. You know, so I just...
Now peel that onion a little bit more. So what does an engaged community look like? What does an empowered community look like? What, like paint that picture, like make it very visceral.
Yeah, so I would say an engaged community is one where a politician has to come to and pander all the time to know that if I don't get this voting block, if I don't get Sunnyside, I might not win this race.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what I mean by engaged. Or and even like being aware, right? So if somebody's you know, choosing to, let's say, move into Sunnyside, you moving into Sunnyside, there's a standard here. You know, there's a standard that's in place. It may not be written. Well, when you drive down the blocks, you see it, right? And you can recognize what it is that Sunnyside is. And also, as far as engagement, you know, like even if you don't have a kid, which are most of the people that are moving into the loop, or people that don't have kids, married couples, no kids, don't plan on having kids. If the school systems or the schools are going to still be there, still engage.
Yeah.
You don't need a kid in the school system to be able to fight for that district or whatever the system may be, in the next decade or so.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love that. I love that. Well, thank y'all for being a part of this. This makes me feel really good. I hope you've enjoyed being able to share your stories.
Talk with like-minded folks. That's always good. Real good energy. And I love being able to share some of our stories.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you. That's all I got.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, this is good. I appreciate it.